Hello and welcome to the Build with Baer workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build some model kits and to hang out with you. I'm going to throw the Baer Cave, the link of the site, the emote in the chat. If you're currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. That would be rad of you to do. Sorry. There we go. Yeah, throw those emotes in the chat if you're currently a subscriber. Waiting for a few more folks to join us. Not too many people here in the chat at the moment, but I'm hoping a few more folks decide they want to hang out with us on a Monday evening for some cool model kits. Harold, thank you for hosting. As always, my friend, I want to shout you out. That I do appreciate it. I want to shout it out because I do appreciate it. Thank you very much, my friend. Welcome, welcome. If you missed last stream, we completed a Lego set, and then we started working on... Oh, and just like that, Lastbrook just subscribed saying, with Prime, that's 37 months. I got real confused by the ads. Well, I'm going to hit the old applause here. Thank you so much for renewing your subscription, Lastbrook. Yes. For folks that don't know, maybe you watch on YouTube after the fact, or maybe you're a subscriber. Before every stream, I run pre-roll ads. And those pre-roll ads, it's just a 60-second ad break to disable ads during the stream for like 20 minutes. So people who just click on here who aren't already subscribers don't have to watch ads before the stream starts for, like I said, about 20 minutes. It's a nice little thing to do. Do I make a little bit of money with it? Very little, because I'm doing it before the stream really starts. If I was doing it at like peak stream viewers, that might be better, but then I would take a break, and then the folks that aren't subscribers wouldn't be watching it. It's a whole thing, and I just don't want to do it. So instead, we do it there. But Lastbrook, thank you again for renewing your subscription. It means a lot. Speaking of which, I think I'll do this when we get to the overhead. I'm going to... this is a weird thing, but I'm going to put a counter up. We'll do it here. We'll do it here, and I'll copy it over. I'm just going to put a counter up because my goal is to get to 40 subscribers again. Because we've been there before, and 40 subscribers is just a good number. 40 subscribers, consistently 40 subscribers means that I am getting a payout every month. And a payout every month means that I can consistently buy model kits and continue to do these streams without any issue. So I'm just going to go name this 40. And I'm just literally just going to make a thing. And it's just going to be our counter. And it's just going to say where we're at, and where we'd like to be. And that's all it is. So it's going to live there. I'll make it a little smaller for here. And then I'm going to copy this. And it's going to go on. We'll be adding it to the overhead of the project we're going to. Hi, Jam. Welcome. Now, I know some people don't love that. They don't love the whole idea of it. But I do think that it's important to kind of just be like, this is where we're at. This is what our goal is. Welcome. We got a bunch of viewers coming in. And honestly, the goal is 40. 40 is a good goal. And I think it is an easy goal. And that's what we're looking to do. I'm not trying to make this, like my only source of income. I'm not trying to make this my full-time. Would I like to be partner? Certainly. Having a better revenue share would be great. The other perks that come with that, especially exposure, certainly. And more people who like what we do coming in and getting a chance to find out about the stream, of course I would like that. But at the end of the day, 40 subscribers a month consistently means that I'm very likely to get that monthly payout. So that is the goal. And I think that's okay. It's okay to have a goal. I'm not going to do the trick. I've heard a few people do it, and I've joked about this trick before, where they say, oh, we're only at, we're at 37 out of 38. We only need one more. And then you hit 38 and you go, we are 38 out of 39. We're trying to hit our goal of 39. Oh, we hit our goal. I'm not going to play those games with you. Hey, Lord Crashington, welcome. Happy to have you here. We got a stellar crew already. But yeah, we're at 37 of 40. I would like to hit 40 subscribers soon again. And I think that is a totally reasonable thing. What do you think about Monster Cat Gold sub people can pay to the affiliate automatically? So, I don't know how much Monster Cat Gold is. My assumption is this. Getting affiliate, and for those that don't know, nobody quite knows how, I didn't apply for affiliate. I was offered affiliate, and I read it, and I looked into it. Affiliate is $5 per month. So basically, they're paying $5 a month to maybe make a little bit of money. to me, the affiliate program is a thing that people should do because the jump from I'm getting donations to I'm an affiliate is smaller than people would imagine. The jump from affiliate to partner, like I have never been to apply for partner. That's to say, if I applied for partner, I probably wouldn't get it right away, but I'm not even eligible to apply for partner, and I've been doing this for a few years because I don't have the viewership numbers for partner. What the metrics you need to be able to get affiliate is out there, but some of it is confusing. But a lot of it is just like, are people watching what you do? Okay, you can be affiliate, and affiliate, honestly, is in some ways an onboarding to partner. But in most ways, being an affiliate means it is a way for Twitch to make some money off of people that are using their service. Because if you're not an affiliate and you don't have subscribers, you could get donations. Now, some people are like me. I have a good number of subscribers. And in fact, I'm in a unique position where I have any stream I do, I have more subscribers than I have viewers. Most people have more viewers than subscribers. So I am an odd case, and I am aware of that. But honestly, most people who are streaming, who are an affiliate, have 15 to 50 viewers and 10 to 20 subscribers, if they're lucky. And they do get donations. Maybe they have a Patreon. I also have a Patreon, of course. So there are different requisites and different things for that. Now, some people say, don't do the affiliate program. Just build your brand, do your thing, have donations, and take the large cut of the donations, larger than you would with the affiliate. And when it's time to be partner, you can get partner. And I understand that approach. But for me, affiliate made sense because I had a decent number of viewers, but I wasn't seeing donations come in, which is fine. But I wasn't seeing it. This way, I'm offering people emotes, and like the funny thing is, a lot of people are like, well, you can get this Chrome plugin that lets you use these emotes for free, and I'm like, well, then I have to ask my viewers to download like that doesn't make any sense. And like I said, if at the time that I was offered affiliate, looking at that information, if I had a decent to moderately good to very good amount of consistent donations, if my Patreon was large, if I had a coffee set up with recurring payments and that was doing very well, I might have paused and thought about being an affiliate. But that wasn't the case. And one of the biggest arguments a lot of people say is like, well, you can't stream everywhere. And it's like, well, you can. You just can't concurrently stream. Like, I could have a YouTube gaming account and stream YouTube gaming. I just can't stream at the same time I'm streaming on Twitch. And I could have a Facebook account and stream there. Or I could have had a mixer. I just couldn't do concurrent streams as a affiliate. But also, I don't want to do that. YouTube sucks. I mean, Twitch sucks. Don't get me wrong, Twitch sucks, but I only want to stream on one shitty platform and not 2 or 3 at the same time. Why would I do that? Facebook is terrible to produce content for and terrible to view content for. YouTube is terrible to produce content for, live streaming content. Its backend is awful for it, and its viewer experience is okay, but like, why would I want to do all those things? For me, anyway, considering I had a built-in viewer base and a built-in support network, affiliate made a lot of sense. But I would say people that are just starting out. I saw that YouTube is forcing ads on all videos now. Yeah, Lord Crash, and also they're if you choose to not monetize a video, that is no guarantee that videos won't air on your thing. So as a person that can monetize, all my videos have monetization, and I put the things in there because I want to get whatever little I can out of it. The gap between affiliate and partner is huge in both requirements and treatment by Twitch. Yeah, I would agree. The thing I will point out, though, and I want to be very clear about this, is as an affiliate, Twitch doesn't talk to me. ever about anything. As a partner, Twitch would also not talk to me. They would occasionally invite me to things, and occasionally they would give me a bit of a heads up, but the thing you need to be very clear about is when Twitch makes decisions, they don't talk to anyone outside of Twitch. Partners, even the highest tier partners, are all in reactions. I bought in on the adless YouTube and can't imagine going back 100%. Twitch ball pit opening your U. Yes, blue, they get extra time in the ball pit. But, like, you know, when they put things out like, oh, we're going to start testing these ads that you have no control over, and the only way to block them is by doing it, making sure you're doing them. They didn't talk to any Twitch partners about that. Why would they? Twitch partners wouldn't want that. So that is an important thing to know, is that while they do treat Twitch partners better than they treat affiliates, they also don't treat Twitch partners well. But yeah, no, I pay for YouTube Premium, and as long as I'm signed in wherever I am, I don't see ads. And also, creators do, it acts as if I watch that ad. For creators as far as their money. So that's good. I like that. That's better than running an ad blocker. But yeah, it not perfect system, in the words of some comedians I know. It not perfect system, but also, like, I'm honestly very happy with being in the affiliate program and what it does allow me to be able to do, which is people being able to do recurring payments through it, or using their Prime Gaming token to be able to support what I do. We're going to get into building in just a second. I wasn't expecting to talk about this, but this was a thought that I did have. I'm going to go and give myself a retweet, and then we'll get into building, and I'll read that note there. Okay, so we did that. Got a comment on there, and we'll go into the overhead, and then we're also going to paste duplicate. There. We're just going to put that up there. I'm going to make it a little smaller, but that's the goal. We're at 37 out of 40 subscribers. I would like to get 40 subscribers today. That's just a goal that I have. If you'd like to subscribe using Cash Money or your Prime Gaming token or gifting a sub to somebody, you're more than welcome to. It will be rad. I like to hit 40 because that consistently 40 is a payout, and that's where we're at. It would be nice if YouTube went back to the way their partners programs used to be, instead of steadily shrinking the group so they don't have to pay smaller creators. Yes, Lord Crashington, as someone who qualifies to monetize my videos, I make very little because I don't get a lot of views. A thing that I'm going to start doing, folks, and I didn't want to do it, but I'm going to have to do it. I didn't want to do this. I'm going to have to make a separate YouTube. I'm going to make a second YouTube channel for Pat Baer, for the VODs, because the VODs of this stream are small. Or, sorry, not small. Brozar just subscribed with Twitch Prime. That's for 2 months. Thank you so much. I'm going to hit the old applause there. Thank you very much for doing that. Let's throw the Bear Cave, the leg of the site, the moat in the chat. And we are at 38. So thank you for that. Appreciate it. And I'm going to update this. So let me filter that. And nope, that's not what I want. How do I edit this? Shoot, I know how to do it. I just have to... Properties? Yeah, properties. It's not filters, it's properties. 38. Great. Oops. 38 out of 40. Heck yeah. We're already getting there. So that's the thing that's a project that I have been postponing for a while, and I very much need to do is, my VODs are very long, and that screws up the algorithm. Having very long videos and then also very short videos, like Pat Baer's Anime Club. I put an episode up today. I'm going to promote it later. Don't you worry. That video, so we got Riolu here. There's Riolu. We're working on Lucario. That's where we're at right now. So I have videos that are like 2 hours long. And then I have videos that are 15 minutes long. And then I have videos that are 10 minutes long. The algorithm doesn't know what to do with that and hates it. The algorithm very much does not enjoy that I do this. I could do a long video now and again, but does Lucario ever hang with the Zaku 3? I don't know, John. I mean, Lucario, I think, mostly hangs out with other fighting type Pokemon, but it could. It certainly could. What will you call the shorter vid channel? Pat's Notes. No. So, Blue, honestly, what's going to happen is I'm going to make uh, youtube.com slash, eventually there'll be a slash there. I'm going to make a Pat Bear VODs channel, and that's going to be where all these videos are. So my long videos, the Build with Bear workshop, it might even be the Build with Bear workshop thing, but that way, if I ever change the name or have other things, that's going to be where they go. So the Build with Bear game streams, and that will go there. And the only long videos that will be on my channel are archives or the streams of Pat Bear's Anime Club when I do those live, because those should be on the same channel with the other live videos. So those will be the longest ones, but they'll be outliers instead of every other video. Um, I'm certainly not the first person to do this. I've been late in doing this, so I need to do it because, like I said, it hurts my the algorithms a lot by doing that. You do the playlist to help people sort them too. Yes. So John, that is the playlist helps sort, and that's important. And I should be able to even put the at youtube.com/PatBear. I should still even be able to put those playlists there from the other channel, but it basically those videos shouldn't live on my channel anymore. So what I'm going to start doing is uploading all of them there, and then the big project, which is starting to download all the old ones in chunks and batches and uploading them to the new one, and then deleting them off there to basically condense what my backlog is. Mostly, and that's not a huge problem. That's not a huge problem. That part of it isn't necessarily a thing I have to really do. It's about, at a certain point, I have to stop uploading these videos to that, and then I have to move them there. SEO happy. I mean, it's just like, these are small little things that add up and will make things easier it'll make it easier for people to be able to find my stuff by searching. It will hopefully allow new people batch uploading, the most fun way to spend one's time and bandwidth. Indeed. These will be overnight uploads. Don't you worry. Also, a thing that you might not know, because you haven't, why would you know this? My YouTube video archives for this stream, I number all of them. So every stream I've done, model kit building stream I've done, this is the 430th. I just looked it up. The 430th episode. I shouldn't be numbering them. That also, this is something I didn't know. That is bad. That's bad to have the numbers in there. I should just be doing by the date, or just be doing, or honestly, what I should be doing is naming each video. Oops, this is wrong. I should be naming each video like a thing. I'm probably not going to do that. 430 shows your pedigree. Certainly. I mean, it definitely is cool. It's not bad, and I might even keep doing that in the show description for each video. But I'm probably just going to start doing the date of the stream instead of numbering them. Yes, indeed. Like, I'm not looking to do nonsense like clickbait. I'm not going to start putting clickbait in my toner. Maybe number them when it's the same build over multiple streams. Yes, Lord Crashington. That might be a good thing to do, is put in, Build with Bear workshop, the date, and then the description of what I was building, and then put in like part 1. That is a good idea. So this would be like part 2 of these character build. That's a good idea. That'll probably be helpful to some people. Always end on a cliffhanger, indeed. Pat Bear's top 10 Gundam models. You won't believe number 11. Yeah. I'm not looking to do like clickbait stuff. In fact, so many of you know, I have a series that I'm doing where I rank things using Tier Maker. That is part of my one video a week project that I started last year when I was doing improvised characters on a green screen. Background to Characters was the name of that show. So it started with that, and this year has been doing my ranking videos. Next year will be something else. And next year, I'm kind of going to try to, like, I'm following the trend of doing. That first one was like, oh, short little videos. Let me get used to a green screen. Let me play around with green screen. Let me get a little experience with that. That was kind of the goal of that. This one this year was like, let me hit on a thing that people do. I need to see these ranking videos. Yes, over on youtube.com/PatBaer, I rank things using Tier Maker. It's a pretty okay website for ranking things, and I don't take it super seriously, but it's fun. But I think I'm going to explore even another, like, the idea of like doing internet content my way is something that I've definitely been interested in doing. In the same way that Pat Baer's Anime Club is sort of trying to do something the internet likes to do, but also in a way I like to do. Like, it's not flashy. There are photos, but there's not like videos. It's not all voiceover over a bunch of video clips and images. My face is there the whole time because I'm a presenter and I want to present myself. So I'm already going against the mold there. Some of them are longer than normal. They're topics I want to discuss, not like I'm not like, oh, can you believe what the scanlations of this One Piece thing? I'm not chasing things. I do it every other week instead of just every day or trying to, like follow some sort of trend. So I look at the things, and so this next video project I'm going to be doing is along the same lines as that of what's my take on a popular YouTube thing. Because Bill Bear Workshop is my take on Twitch streaming. Presents himself, probably going to get YouTube moderated. Yeah, no, it's not. It's not necessarily that, but it is. It is looking at different ways to. That's weird. That's just a little. It's just a little weird without his legs. This is the number one weird part about doing model kits that are humans or humanoid shapes is if you stop when you're building, you can't stop building them because when you look at it, you just go like, huh. When you're building like a model kit and it just has like a torso and a head and doesn't have arms yet, you're just like, yes. This is right. You just have to do thumbnails in the style of the current trend of YouTube thumbnails with lots of Photoshop, and you're making weird faces. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Pat Baer's Anime Club is just, it's just the number of the episode. Baering the List, my ranking videos, is just a screenshot of the tier maker list before I start moving things. Because I don't want to give spoilers. Because the first couple I didn't do that. And then sometimes I would end up giving spoilers and I felt really bad. Cursed half-build content. Yeah. Like I said, when you're working on a humanoid, like when we do Dragon Ball stuff, it's always like, I gotta get some legs on this thing. This feels weird. And then also, it is weird to remember that Lucario, it kind of looks like Lucario is wearing pants. Which it's not fully in the I'm wearing clothing camp that some Pokemon have, but it does look like he's wearing shorts, like he's wearing like athletic shorts. And that is an odd thing. I guess I shouldn't gender. We don't know which Pokemon this, we don't know. But yeah, YouTube is bizarre and weird, and like I get it and I don't, and I'm happy that I have the number of subscribers I do, but I should put fake thumbnails featuring stuff that doesn't appear in the list. Well, that's the thing. Like, I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to be those compilations of like whatever, and then they put in at a certain point, like half a second of like a lady in a bikini, and then they make that the thumbnail, and technically that is in the video. I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that kind of stuff. I'm not trying to do that. I'm not trying to hit, I'm trying to make my content easy for people to find. So like, if you're searching for things, you can find what you're looking for. I want people who are interested in model kit building and anime and kind of fun content and comedy stuff to be able to find my YouTube. I want someone who's just like, hey, has anyone played Cloud Gardens? I want them to be able to find mine. I would love it if mine showed up early, my playthrough of Cloud Gardens. I don't expect them to, but over other creators. But I think that that would be nice if people could find that stuff. Um, so yeah, so right now I am, as I said, looking at starting a secondary channel. Uh, I like those ads that appear below sites with thumbnails that don't even show up in the article or whatever. Yeah, no, that's stuff like y'all know I'm not going to do that. You 100% know that that's not my style and that's not what I'm trying to put out in this world. So like, don't even worry about it. I'm not here for that. I'm not trying to pull off those kind of scams. I'm just looking. Yeah, I'm just looking for like. I want people. I don't want people to accidentally find what I'm doing. Because they were looking for something else. Now they might like what I do. I'd much rather people who want to find the shit that I'm doing find the shit that I'm doing. It would be rad if people like found things they wanted to find. We got to put some stickers on. Oh yeah, we got to put some paws on here. That's right. Our kind of doggos have paws, so we got to put some stickers on there. There. And then all around. Smooth it all around. Yeah. Cool. Internet advertising is so wild. Yeah, I mean that's just like not a thing that I have any interest in doing. Um, I want people to be able to find what I'm doing that are looking for what I'm doing. So like, if people are like, "Oh, this model kit looks cool. What are you building?" Like, sure. If you're looking for the Rase-Two-Ten, uh, and someone building it, sure. I did like when LR did the fake thumbnail for crap shots, but it was part of the joke. Yes, that was inherently part of the joke for them. Uh, but they also started splittering off their Magic the Gathering content into a different channel. And that was probably like a lot of conversations about like, well, is this in our, is this make sense? Do these things make sense to do separately? Do these things that like, because there's a huge portion of our audience that this is the only thing they're here for. And there's a good portion of their audience that are fine with the Magic stuff, but aren't looking for the Magic stuff. That like will watch their kind of sitcom-y series about them and Magic, but like that's just because they like them. And there are people that are like, I like when you do Magic. You're funny people that make funny things about Magic the Gathering. My favorite thing. And I guess you do other stuff. That's cool. But so like. They made the decision to split their YouTube content between the two, which I think is a smart call. But that's a tough choice. That's a tough choice to make. So anyway, I'm also just seeing, as someone who's not a Magic fan, I appreciate the split. Yeah, because it's like, I don't know. You might like Friday nights because you like those people, but you probably don't like the podcast North 100 that they also put up on YouTube because it's fucking so much news about Magic the Gathering, and it is fun, but it's maybe not funny. So it's like you won't want to watch that. I don't want to check that out because that's not what you're there for. But there's some people that are like, this is what I'm here for. In the same way that like Mega 64, they weren't the first people on the internet to make comedy about video games and what's going on in the world of video games and video game journalism and video game news and video game culture. They weren't the first ones, but they're very popular because they catered to and continue to cater to an audience that was just so excited about the idea of like, oh wow, I'm so happy to have a video series, videos about the thing I like that are funny and well done. You can also go to the channels tab of any LR content, and it connects to the Ready Run. Yes, it does. You're totally right. No, you can jump around, and that's smart because, like I said, there are people who are like, oh, I watch some streams, or oh, I check out some videos. They might not even know that Graham does. Graham had a channel that went in the before times where he would do, documents of travels, his travel logs. You might not even know that. um, because there's so much, they do so much content. But yeah, I mean, like, I remember it was a really fun thing that was terrible. Oh, I love them too. Don't get me wrong. It ended up being a terrible thing. So, an odd thing happens when you are comedians doing funny or fun content about things that people take very seriously. Um, it's not funny at all. People get fucking mad when you do content about things, when you do funny content about things they take very seriously, and they don't understand that your intent was to do funny things. Like, um, this was an early Nerdist podcast. Was Kumail Nanjiani and his wife Emily, um, Emily V. Gordon. They had a podcast about video games. And it's because it was like, hey, do you want to have a podcast? Yeah, I'd love to have a podcast of video games. Kumail, for years, was trying to get something to do with video games up off the ground. He had live shows, live comedy shows about video games because he loved games and he's a funny guy and he wanted to do something about video games. That was something he was very passionate about. Now, also, to be fair, Emily wasn't the original co-host. There was another co-host. I'm not even going to get into all that. But that was the podcast. Well, what ended up happening was, even though Nerdist was ostensibly for comedy nerds, a lot of people listen to the podcast that aren't comedians. And video game people started listening to it. People who love video games started listening to it. And the real thing was, it was like, people get mad that they weren't playing like games they weren't interested in. Like, they never talked about Call of Duty because neither of them wanted to play Call of Duty. And it became this thing where it was just like, oh, the audience that we ended up with really wants content we're not interested in making. This has taken a turn. And it was very odd to watch from a perspective, not only someone who's really interested in gaming, but also like, just like the idea that Kumail had a podcast because he's a funny, fun dude and is a good person. And so I was like psyched about that part. But that was not meant to be. Yes, it was called the Indoor Kids. And what happened to the Indoor Kids was, one, Kumail got busy. Part of it was that Kumail got busy. But a problem of being busy is when you make anything and then you don't make it for a bit, people who built some of their identity around that thing get very unhappy that you no longer make that thing, which, to be clear, they don't pay for and have no control over. But they get mad about it. But then also part of it was Kumail got busy and wasn't playing as many games as he had previously played, so he sometimes didn't have things he wanted to talk about, and it became a fucking problem. Oh yes, Harold, you do appear in the Day 4 vlog of the PAX East 2019. I'm also make some appearances in there. I did have somebody not too long ago like, I didn't know who you were until I saw that video where you're shocked about Beej, and I was like, oh yeah, that's a weird introduction to me. Is a video where I'm having trouble understanding the very concept of people cosplaying as a person's cosplay gear. That's a weird thing that exists. But yeah, Indoor Kids was like a very fucking cool podcast. And then, like, it no longer served its audience. Like, you look at the history of Loading Ready Run, as we were talking about. Loading Ready Run is a channel that was making sketch comedy videos. And then they started making some comedy stuff about Magic the Gathering. And it turned out a good portion of their viewership was very interested in that. And then also people who were looking for funny content about the thing they love also then found it through word of mouth. And it became a cornerstone of what they do. But that was not the intent. The intent was not, we're going to make comedy about this. Now, it also helps that a large portion of the group, the collective, still loves Magic the Gathering. But there are some people that are just like, this is not the thing that I'm super into, and luckily there is a place for them. But it wasn't their intention. It is what it became. And that's always an interesting thing to look at. It doesn't happen with everybody, but it does certainly happen in creative works, like where sometimes your audience is just like, oh, oh no. And then sometimes you grow and your audience doesn't want it to, which is weird. And in the best cases, your audience starts growing and change it, growing up specifically. And then you are feel free to be able to make some changes because your audience is, psyched about the changes you're going to make, which is AKA the best case scenario is that like suddenly you get to do some cool shit because your audience is just like, wait, are you into that? Oh, you should be doing that then. That's the fucking best. I've said this, and I stand by it. There will come a time where Pat Baer's streams are not the Build with Bear workshop, or perhaps not 3 days a week of the Build with Bear workshop, because I am a human person and I grow and change. And I love building model kits, but I know for a fact I will not love building model kits 6 hours a week at some point in my future. And I need to say that. And then there'll be people who are like, I came here for the model kit building. And I get it. And maybe the thing I choose to focus on in the future will be not something that is what you're into. And that'll be okay. But I have to know that about myself, that in 2025, I don't think I'm going to be building model kits 6 hours a week. I just don't think that's reasonable to think. One day you'll build all the model kits. Yeah. If Pat Baer isn't the same person in a decade, I'll be writing a strongly worded tweet. Indeed. But that's just like the reality of it. And I think that needs to be like, because this is like, I still like Hearthstone, but I have to imagine that all of the people who make a large portion, if not all of their living right now, that play Hearthstone every day, probably don't want to be doing that as much or at all. And so they try to play other things like, you'll see this if you see content creators that aren't variety streamers, they'll play other things and lose viewers because the viewers that came to them for the one thing they do. So like Firebat, if Firebat plays auto chess or League of Legends, he knows he's going to have less people watching him. If Kibler plays Magic the Gathering Arena, he knows he's going to have less people watching him. But it's okay. And Kibler's really interesting because he got famous for being very good at Magic the Gathering. And he's had a second career as being famous for being very good and very proficient and very consistent about playing Hearthstone. So there are a lot of people that watch him that don't know that he was really good at Magic the Gathering. Like incredibly good at it. Which is why he's Brian Kibler and not a username, because he already made his name and wasn't going to so he is just going by that. I've gone through something similar, having dialed back on podcasts how shit to streaming. Totally. It's very easy for passive consumers to sign people in a bucket. Yes, indeed. We put people in boxes, and people are not that. Like, it took a long time for our friend Kate Stark. Kate Stark was a variety streamer who got very well known for being incredibly good and entertaining playing PUBG. Well, that had a tail. PUBG had a tail. I mean, there's still people playing it, and she still plays it. But that isn't the only thing she plays. And when she started to really push the variety part of the fact, a thing that she was already doing a lot, but had pulled back on all the other things she did to focus on it, she lost viewers and it's been a long time. Now she's getting a big boost because she's playing Among Us and Fall Guys with very high-profile streamers, and that's boosting her numbers. And eventually, those games will fade, or she'll stop wanting to play them, and her numbers will dip again. And it's a whole goddamn thing. Then you find out who your real friends are. Yeah, but also the thing is the thing with variety streamers for me is sometimes they play a game I don't want to watch. Like, I got a friend of mine, I'm not going to name them because they're a friend, and they stream a lot of cool shit. But they also started streaming Demon Souls, and I just don't want to watch Demon Souls. I just don't want to watch my friend get mad at Demon Souls and frustrated at Demon Souls. It's not fun for me to watch. So when I see that is what my friend is playing, I'm like, cool, enjoy yourself. Not going to watch that. So we are done with Lucario. You can see there, and Riolu. And these, These are great little kits. These are lovely little kits. I love the foot stand, the clear plastic stands. So they're not just on like little bases. You just got the little thing there. I think this is pretty elegant. I like the stickers on the bottom of the feet and the paws. Even though you won't see those are just good details. Excuse me. Sorry. I think the coloring looks really nice. And I think these are a very cute pair. I like the energy ball. I think that is a nice little thing. Um, Overall, these are cute kits. Pokemon kits are maybe not necessarily your best bang for your buck because they are not expensive, but they're also not super detailed. And especially when you start doing with these pairs, right? When you're dealing with the trio evolutions or the duo evolutions. But I think Lucario looks nice and tall, and that's good. I think this is a great little piece to put in your collection if you want to have something on your desk. You want to have your little beeps and boops or your tchotchkes or whatever you want to call them. Your little desk friends. This is a great desk friend, so I think that's good. Harold says, that's why I switch up the games I play, even giving up stuff I like as Rock Band, which nobody shows up for, and Jackbox, which tends to draw in trolls. Yes, you may have noticed that we've only played Jackbox Party Pack 7 once, and I don't think we're going to play Jackbox Party Pack 7 again until the end of December, because even going through some stuff, I'm just not having fun with it, and I love playing Jackbox. The next time I play Jackbox will probably involve guests appearing through audio so that I can not have, and it won't involve the chat, which I hate not involving the chat, but I think that's the best way to do it, unfortunately. And that sucks, and I don't like that. But yes, switching up the games. Now, I will say, I probably could switch up the games I play on my bonus streams, but as of right now, I'm just enjoying them, so I don't want to. All right, so we're going to copy this because we need to copy, and then we're going to go into our next kit, and we'll get started on this. We are going to take a pause to cause in a bit, but we got to do this first, and then I got to paste this. Yeah, we did it. Easy enough. How unfortunate is that Fuser launched at the time when Twitch has the most problems with licensed music on streams? I'd like to see some music crime streams. Yeah, Pat Baer is playing games he enjoys. Mild gasp. Indeed. I play Hearthstone because I like playing Hearthstone. So that's a game I want to play in front of an audience. That is just kind of where we're at. Okay, so Gundam GP-Rase-Two-Ten has, this thing. So I'm gonna know more about this kit later. For Thursday's or Wednesday stream. That's right. Hey, program note. I'm going to be doing my next build stream on Wednesday instead of Thursday because Thursday is American Thanksgiving. And I am making the active choice to, instead of playing games this Wednesday, I'm going to do a build stream. And I'm not going to stream on Thanksgiving evening. There will be other people streaming, and you can go watch those streams. But on Wednesday, I'm going to build. So for Wednesday, I will investigate more about this. This is for Gundam. Build Divers Re-Rise. It is in some ways based on the Ogre kit, which we have built before, with a lot of additions. It is a chonky friend. It has a big weapon, and it has swords, and it has weird claw shoulder things that also can hold weapons, which I love. And it looks like a demon. And its colors are rad, and it is great. I don't know anything about the pilot. I know almost nothing about Gundam Build Divers Re-Rise or Gundam Build Divers, to be fair. So I will investigate some more about this kit so that I can offer more information. But it's got a bunch of cool parts, and it looks neat, and we're going to build it. Oh, Lord Crashington wants me to hit that gong. All right, I'll hit that gong, Lord Crashington. Sure. And then Harold wants me to play the soundboard, which I will as well. Model complete gong. Indeed, Lord Crashington. We did finish our Pokemon, so we'll hit this. And then Jam wants me to hit that gong, so I'll hit that gong. All right. And now I'm going to hit the soundboard because Harold redeemed that. So we'll do, let's see. Going to Indeed. Uh, I haven't watched the show or build the kit, but I love it. Let's take the terrifying power of bazooka that fires nukes and put a drum mag on it, and then have two of them. So, from what I can tell, build fighters is like Rock Band EXE or Mega Man EXE, if that's your thing, where it's like, okay, we're making Gunpla, and then we're gonna digitize them and then fight in there, and then Divers is, okay, we're going to go into the virtual world in VR and fight in there. But most of it, the thing that that works for all of it is for both build divers and build fighters is the idea that what if people who loved Gunpla got to fight with their Gunpla? So you end up with the Love Phantom, which is basically a Death Scythe with spider arms. Or you end up with like a weird version of the Wing Gundam, or a version of the Burning Gundam, or or something like this, where it's just like, this is this person's customized Gundam or mobile suit with all the stuff they like. So it's just like, hey, I like this about this, and I like this about that, so let's just make it that. And you're like, okay, so this is like it's the Mark III, but with this stuff. And like I said, I have not watched them. Mr. Bob is not here. I believe Mr. Bob is more familiar with these series than I am. But I know that while it was very clearly a love letter to Gundam and Gunpla, when I started watching Build Fighters, it's very much a kid show, and I wasn't super into it. It just didn't hook me. And I have not tried Build Divers, which I might like more. It's totally possible. But I will say this. I have not seen it, but I do like all the kits. And when I'm looking at high grades that I want to build, one, I'm looking for high grades from series that I've watched. I'm always looking for that and maybe have missed. Like, there's some high grades from Iron-Blooded Orphans, but specifically, they put out a bunch of Iron-Blooded Orphans manga Gundams. And so, like, I still want to build more of those because those are cool, and some of the mobile suits because, like, those look cool. Like I said, some of them are from the anime, some of them are from the manga, but I'm, like, interested in that. That's the thing that I'm interested in building. And then I look at the high grades from Build Divers and Build Fighters because they're just pretty dang unique. And they're, like I said, sometimes they're modifications of old kits, and you look at it and you go, like, oh, I know what kit that's based on. Oh, cool. And sometimes they're based on things that I don't have much context for. Like, I kind of know what this one is, the Rase-Two-Ten, but, like, I don't know what the difference between the Rase-Two and the Rase-Two-Ten is, but there's a difference between the two. This is the Rase-Two-Ten. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'll look up more of this, I guess. So, yeah. That's kind of where I'm at with that. We got a little time before the pause for the cause. I had to clean gutters this week, and that sucked. I'm going to change the topic completely. I haven't had to do that. The house I lived in growing up did not have gutters, so I did not have to clean gutters. My time in New York, that was not a thing that I had to worry about, and it was not a thing that I did. So I did not ever worry about gutters. This is a one-story house that I am currently living in, and do I want my dad to be on a ladder, if at all possible? No, I want my dad to avoid ladders at all costs. So that means it was time for Pat to climb a step ladder, and then in the back of the house, got to get the extendable ladder out, and climb that ladder. Oh, this is not what I want. I want this. Climb that ladder, and then get him some ding-dang-dong gutters to clean out. And that wasn't fun. I'm going to tell you right now, folks, if you don't have to, I would recommend never doing it if you can avoid it. I mean, obviously, if you have gutters, you should get them cleaned or you clean them. But if you don't have gutters, never volunteer to do that. It was really annoying. Tore through my gloves. I had to get different gloves. And it was just like a lot of goddamn gunk. And the worst of it is, there's still some leaves out there it's November, and there are still some leaves that are going to come down, and so I'm going to have to do it again. But you had to do it now so they don't cause any problems later. So it's just like, ugh, this was like preemptive, and there's going to be more of it. It's just like, no thanks. What am I even doing here? At the very least, I can say, as of right now, I don't have to worry about mowing the lawn, which is great. Very excited about not mowing the lawn because that's just annoying, and I don't want to do it. So I don't have to do that for a while, and that rules. But yeah. Like, eventually I'm going to have to go into the crawl space and get down the artificial tree. Like, that is a thing that's going to have to happen soon. Because as soon as, basically, the day after Thanksgiving, or probably on Thanksgiving, I'll have to go up to the crawl space and get down the artificial tree and set that up, and then get all the ornaments down and start helping with that. It's coming, folks. It's happening. This was my semi-joke / the real deal thing that I said on Twitter, which was, hey, if you want to celebrate with family for the holidays, just do what I did. Hit the point where you can no longer afford your own rent and have to move home with your folks. So, holidays are here. Maybe there will be some shoveling snow at some point, unless you have a blower. No, Lord Crashington, here in South Carolina, there's always a chance, but well, one, La Nina is basically it's looking like the East Coast is not going to see much snow, so it has to be a lot. Like, it happens, it snows in South Carolina, but not consistently, and it won't last long. It might even get a little cold here. But it's like, snow is not a thing I'm going to have to worry about. So we do not have a blower, and that is not a thing that I am expecting to deal with too much. As I said, maybe it might snow at some point, but that is not a thing that I am considering. Like, I didn't bring my winter boots. There's no reason for me to bring my winter boots for this, because that is just not a thing that I'm going to have to deal with. It's just not. It's just not a thing that I'm, like, worried about. Not going to happen. All right, so we got some tiny pieces coming in. We're going to put these here, our vents. We got our vents here that have to go in. Just plug in there. And that goes there. Looks all right. And then we got tiny vents that have to go in. I'm going in on some tiny vents. These are just want to come off, so I'll just pop them off here. Tiny little vent pieces coming off. But yeah, I overall wasn't thrilled about that. Maybe we'll talk more about Stadia, because I didn't expect to talk so much about streaming services and that stuff. Let me just say that I no longer am a Stadia Pro user. Got rid of that. I like the Chromecast just fine. I think the Chromecast is pretty neat. Currently, the parents are talking about getting a new TV, a bigger TV for their bedroom, and then I would inherit the HD TV that they have in there and put it in here. And they were like, well, we don't have cable hooked up in that room. And I was like, I don't want cable. I'm just going to plug the Chromecast into it, and then I can... So far, my favorite thing about the Chromecast, because basically what I did is I turned one of my monitors off to just use as the Chromecast monitor for a little while, just to test it out. I'm back to 2 monitors for this, but that was the plan, was just to do that. We were done with the chest. Okay, so now we can move on to the head unit here. So that was the plan, was I'm just going to H. That's H2. We need H1. Great. Ooh, look at this lovely color. That's such a great color. Dang. Anyway, yeah, the plan was I was just going to test it out with this, and then eventually it looks like I'm going to have a television to use the Chromecast. Playing YouTube videos from my phone, very much enjoy that. That's pretty great. I like that quite a bit. And then also casting from my computer. Pretty neat. You can cast a tab or cast a program, and that's pretty cool. I was doing some like nonsense with some Google Docs that I had, casting some Google Docs to that was a silly little thing that I was happy to do. That's pretty neat. Mostly, like I said, I think it's a lot of just going to be like making a queue of videos on my phone, and then just playing them. And then also, there's an app I think I can get. I have to see if I can get it. That makes it so that like I can use my phone, the audio from my phone watching on there. It doesn't have to be the TV audio, and that sounds pretty good. But I don't know. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. Like, I was like, I don't think I'm going to go with Stadia. Stadia doesn't seem like something I really want to do. The controller's fine. I can plug in the controller through USB and use it on my PC if I want to do that. So I might just have that as a backup controller so I don't have to buy another one. It was free, as I said, because I am a YouTube Premium subscriber, and they had a deal where they were giving them out. So I got a free Chromecast. So that's worth it. Hopefully that'll be the case and not like when Atlanta got snow in recent years and nobody could deal with it. Yeah. So it wasn't, the thing with Atlanta and snow was, it wasn't just that nobody knew how to drive in snow or had it in a long time. Also, they don't have plows. Like the state of Georgia doesn't have like snow plows or like plow attachments. All they had was trucks with sand in it because they were just like, uh-oh, we need help. We don't have ways to clear the roads. That's not a thing we budget for because it would be a theoretical waste of money in most years. So yeah. Like we've got shovels, but we don't have snow shovels. So if it snowed here, yeah, we would just have to deal with what we can. These don't like to peg in well. I might be doing it wrong. We'll see. But yeah. Whoops. Sorry. Just trying to get these to go in right. All right. Well, we'll find out if I did this right when I go to the next step. But this looks okay. All right. We are going to take a pause for the cause here, folks, because we're at 10 p.m. We're in the 10 p.m. hour. As always, this is my time to talk about ways you can support the channel if you'd like to. You're under no obligation to do so, but if you would like to support what I do here, I'm going to talk about ways you can. First and foremost, if you're currently a subscriber, you can throw the Baer Cave, the Lego, the Scythe emote in the chat. Throw in those emotes. Let the people know you're a subscriber. Yeah, that is a great way to support. We had the same issue of the city not paying well enough. Anybody want to apply for the plow crew? So they had to have the offers up since they only had one person heading in the winter. Dang. Yeah, the emotes. We talked about it here. I've got the overhead here right now. We are at 37 out of 40. Sorry, we're at 38 subscribers. I have to update this. I did. It didn't hold for some reason. It's not a reference. That's what it is. Okay. Because I did update that before. We are at 38 out of 40 subscribers. Would love to hit 40 subscribers. That is the goal. Because being consistently at 40 means I get a payout. You can be a subscriber with just cash money here on Twitch. You just use cash money. You set up your debit card or credit card, and then every month they take the $5 from you. Tier 1. Tier 2 and 3, a little bit more. You can also use your Prime Gaming, because if you have Amazon Prime, you link to your Twitch. And look, if you're not going to support me, just make sure you're supporting somebody with that. Because if you have Twitch Gaming, if you have your Amazon Prime hooked up with your Twitch, just use it, because that's money on the table for somebody. So feel free to do that for somebody else. Bits and coins, always appreciated. Also, you could gift a sub. There are people in chat right now who aren't subscribers, and that it's okay that they don't want to do it, but you can support them. Gary in Nature gave a gift, the only gift this month. Gifting subs is a great way to support what I do. It allows people to have access to cool emotes and to not watch pre-roll ads when they come in. It's a thing. So consider doing that. Again, none of the stuff I'm going to talk about here is necessary. It's all optional, but it does mean a lot, and I would appreciate it. Again, including my, I have this, but I also have a Patreon. Did y'all know that I have a Patreon? I do have a Patreon. Patreon.com/PatBaer. If you're watching this later on YouTube, what's up, YouTube? Was talking about you earlier. You can see all these links in the show description below. That did not work. I did not hit the exclamation point. There's the Patreon. So I have a Patreon. There's a $1 tier, a $3 tier, a $5 tier, and a $10 tier. So if you want to pay a little less than the $5 and get some stuff, $5, $10 get videos early before everybody else. They get the videos up. The $10 group gets to also vote on stuff that I build and the order I build them. $3 once a month get to pick the game I work on or play or the content I do on one of my bonus streams. And the $1 group, well, they get a Q&A video every month. And, of course, the higher tiers get the lower things as well because that's how Patreon works. So that's another option out there for you. If that's something you want to do. Again, we'll go through these quickly. We'll get back to building, but I do, instead of taking breaks consistently, I do once a stream. Take the time to talk about ways you can support the channel. So here are some links to direct donations, because everything I make through Patreon, through Twitch, eventually I'll get another payout from YouTube. I'm dollars away from it. It'll happen at some point. But I have a Coffee and a Streamlabs and a PayPal, and when you donate during a stream, that goes into a fund. And that's how I bought this kit, the kit I'm working on right now, the Rase-Two-Ten. The Rase-Two-Ten comes from donations from folks, both monthly recurring and one time. So that's another option. If you're like, Pat, I like this, but I don't want you to build another high grade from Iron Blooded Orphans you got coming up, or of a master grade from the year 2001. I don't want you to do either of those kits. And I would say, whoa, all right, well, what do you want me to build instead? And you could say, I want you to build the thing that I bought you off your Amazon wish list, which is a thing I have, and I'm going to link to there, and we'll talk about it real briefly. My Amazon wish list, you buy something off that, it comes in the mail to me, it jumps the queue. So if you want to buy a pre-order, if you want me to do another Pokemon, you could pre-order the Rayquaza kit, and that'll come to me, and I'll build that. And the thing with pre-orders from Amazon is that because they cancel them, they cancel pre-orders pretty often. If you make that pre-order, they don't charge you until it goes to ship, which is nice. But I've got Lego sets in here of various prices. I've got some inexpensive high grades, some very expensive high grades, some expensive master grades, all kinds of different stuff. I need to stock more Lego in here. I will do that. There could be sales this week and this weekend. As of right now, I have not seen anything. I've seen a few things kind of drop in price a bit, but nothing dramatic. But I'll be looking out. And you know that if things start going on sale, I'm going to tweet about it. But yeah, you can buy something like that. It joins the queue. We'll get back to building in just a moment. Another way to support what I do here is to buy me a gift card from USA Gundam Store. The fine folks at USA Gundam Store have a way for you to buy gift cards. They'll send you an email with a code, and then you send me a DM on Twitter. That's why if you want to avoid Amazon, you don't want to go through Amazon, even go through a third party in Amazon, and you still want to support what I do, that is a way to do it. That's another way to support what I do. I do want to say, I bought a kit. It is taking forever to get here because it is through a third party that I purchased this kit through Amazon. But I am going to build the 782 entry grade. It is the EG, the newest grade. It is designed specifically for early builders, and I think that's going to be very important. I'm going to try to get some people that are like always been worried about model kit building to watch that stream. I'm going to encourage folks to come and check it out, and I'm going to show you what it's like to work on the entry grade, which is Bandai's attempt to build something, to create something that like is pick up and build. And I think they do a good job. I'm looking forward to checking it out. I've watched some videos of people reviewing it, and it looks cool. So that is a thing I'm going to be doing in the future. That's not here yet, but that is a future build. So I can promote that. Discord. I got a Discord. If you want something free to support what I do, join my Discord. That's lovely people in there. I post build photos. People post things they're working on. Occasionally there are memes. Not too many, but there's some memes. Videos that I do. A new episode of Pat Bear's Anime Club came out today, and I'm talking about anime series that I wish I had started sooner. I talk about 3 shows that I'm happy that I'm watching now, but I wish I had watched when they were first coming out, and I wish I hadn't waited and marathon them this year. And I'm looking. I'm hoping people will add notes in the comments about shows that they also were like, I should have listened to people and I just didn't, or I didn't think that was for me. Turns out it was. So that is a video that I did, Pat Bear's Anime Club. It's a new video. You can check that out. We are almost there for Thanksgiving, so the most recent of the Baering the List, my ranking video series, there's the video there. Baering the List was about Thanksgiving foods, American Thanksgiving foods, I should specify. And I ranked a bunch of those. It was a list that someone else made, and I decided to do. I will have a new video up this Wednesday, but that's the older one, so you can check that out. And then I did a podcast. This will be the last time I mention that. My friend Eric Canis, he and his girlfriend have a podcast where they debate things, and I was on as a guest judge. And it's called the Do We Like podcast, so you can check that out. And I'll have a link there in the show description as well. So all the links that I put in here will be in the show description. I'm going to drink a little water here, and we'll get back to building in just a moment. All right. So we will go and we're going to talk a little about anime. This is Monday is my light anime in that I only watched 3 shows. Could I start watching One Piece again because One Piece comes out like while I'm streaming on Saturday night? I could go back to it. I might go back to it. The Kappa finally made an appearance, so I'm like kind of interested. And then the character that had amnesia no longer has amnesia, and I'm very interested in not dealing with that subplot. So I might check that out. But first, I got to talk about some shows that came out that I did actually watch. And so let me just get this ready. Sorry. Sometimes you move tabs around, and there's like, what if I made it so? Hey, Christian, welcome. Just in time. Folks, we are going to continue working on this, and I will talk about the 3 shows that I watched since the last time I streamed, which was Saturday. Okay. I felt the anime. Indeed, Christian, you felt it, and here it is. Let's talk about By the Grace of the Gods. I can tell you right now, this is currently my favorite of the isekai that are out this season. One, I kind of stopped watching, and the other, I'm watching, but I'm like, all right. This one, still liking a lot. The action has taken a backseat to dealing with finances and a small business, which is kind of weird, but that's where we're at. So, Ryoma, our main character, he is opening up a laundry service. And even though it's all based on the slimes that he has in his possession, or that he has tamed, he still calls it a laundromat because it doesn't involve water, but that's like it would better than me like slime cleaning business doesn't really appeal to people, and that's smart. So, what happens here? Okay, he's almost ready for it, so he's inviting friends and acquaintances to a party. He has like a pre-event party. He also has a dormitory on there, and he's going to have some workers that were supplied to him from the Merchants Guild. So he meets his new employees, and they are twins. Humans. That's important in this world because it's a fantasy world. And their names are, I'm looking this up here, Carla and Callum. They're twins, and they don't seem to have much personality. Maybe they're just very serious, but they are or maybe reserved. I don't know. But they also sometimes speak in unison, and that's odd. But they seem okay. I don't know. Anyway, the party goes well. And one thing I did really like is there's a nice bit of business there's clearly history between the current guild leader for the Adventurers Guild and the Merchants Guild leader. Like, clearly she was an adventurer at some point, so there's like shared history, and there's a little bit of like uh, of that, which I thought was very fun. And yeah, a nice thing in this episode happens where um, the twins want to work there, and they're excited because they think he's like, you know, doing well. Also, it turns out one of the reasons why they were so kind of like um, non-personality and kind of all business was because they assumed that Ryoma was royalty and that he was related to the Duke and his family. Not, which is an easy misconception to make because he's like very tight with nobles. But he's like, no, I'm not. I'm not a noble. Don't worry about it. I'm just a incredible 11-year-old. And they're like, okay. So they're gonna work there. That's been figured out. That's fine. Um, and then he's going to open up his first day, and he's like, oh, we won't get too many people. That's okay. It'll be fine. We'll do all right. Don't expect a lot of people to come. Well, it turns out that his friends in the Adventurer Guild told a lot of people and put up like flyers and like, so all the people that know that he's an excellent adventurer are like, oh, I'll go there. And then also people in the neighborhood are like, hey, we heard you can get out like all kinds of stuff. We heard this place rules. So they were very busy their first day, and it looks like they're going to have to hire more employees. So we'll maybe see some more employees in the next episode. And there was no talk about how he might be regressing into his childhood or his new childhood because he is in a child's body but has the mind of a 30-something-year-old adult. But we don't know. We don't know yet. Can't tell you. Overall, fun episode. It was slower paced, but it's doing some world building, and I don't mind that. And I do like this. All of his friends. Like people are just like. It's not just that they're impressed with how strong he is, because he's fucking very strong and very capable. They're also just like, oh, it's Ryoma. He's cool. I like that. Mia, the cat girl, is just like a proud parent or proud older sibling, and I really like that. That certainly sounds like an anime problem. Yeah. Yes. The problem that he's facing is his business is too successful because he's too awesome at it. That is currently an issue in this show. But yeah, I mean, I like it. I genuinely enjoy it. I think it's a fun series. So, um, okay, so let's talk about Maesetsu opening act. Maesetsu opening act is, I don't think this is a great anime. I think this anime has a lot of problems. It's an original production, and I kind of wish this was based on a manga so they could have like figured out some stuff and like week to week and like read user feedback and like had some idea of what was going right and what was going wrong with the show. And instead they just have like an idea and a writer's room, and I think that it suffers from that. I mean, honestly, this show suffers from too many fucking characters. So it's a show about a duo of young ladies who want to become professional comedians in a particular style of duo comedy. It's also about their friends who are in the same boat as them. It's also about one of the main girl's younger sister and her friend who are in high school and just starting out, and they literally, during the show, this season, decided this is something they want to pursue. It's also about two girls who graduated from high school and like got recognized, and they're coming up. And then there's also an older duo who work where the four main girls work, who are like struggling. And there are just too many characters that this show is about. And it shouldn't, honestly, it should not be about two sets of duos. It really should be about one set of duos who are trying to figure things out, because it just feels unfocused. Also, the first episode starts weird and I think is off-putting. And I'm saying all that to tell you that this show did a thing that I can't believe it did, and I love that it did it, and it's remarkable and amazing. and I'm so thrilled. This show spent a lot of time talking about Namba Grand Kagaset. Try to say it right. It's a Namba Grand Kagetsu. Namba Grand Kagetsu is a real fucking place in Osaka, Japan. Osaka is considered the comedy center of Japan because Osakans are known for a lot, and so a lot of it is rude. They are known for being silly and country bumpkins and lots of stuff. If you see a character who is like got an accent in Japan and people make fun of them, they're often Osakans. They're considered to be kind of rough characters or country bumpkins. There's literally a character named Osaka in Azuma Daioh. Her name isn't Osaka. She's from Osaka, and they all call her Osaka. She shows up, and they go, "You're from Osaka? Your name's Osaka." And she just goes, "Okay." And I don't remember her real name because it's only said once. Anyway, the other thing Osaka is known for is they fucking love comedy. Osakans goddamn love stand-up. They love duo comedy. They love sketch comedy. They like comedic plays. So, years ago, a group built a wonderful facility, several stages for all kinds of stand-up, all kinds of comedy, plays in the main stages, huge, beautiful stages that tourists love, and it's called Namba Grand Kagetsu. I can't say it. I'm just gonna go Namba from now. Namba is a mecca for comedy in Japan. It is the second city of Japan. It is the UCB of Japan. But also imagine, what if Second City, Chicago, decided not only were they going to own a comedy theater, they also were going to be a creative talent agency. And all of the people that perform at their theater are in various levels of the entertainment industry signed to them. So they promote them. They give, not only do they give people promotion, they also give them stage time and a way to work on their craft. And they sign talent, and the talent performs there. And then also, I should inform you, and this is an important thing to note, that the company that I'm going to look this up. What is it? The agency that owns the building that puts on these shows there. Well, also, they're the production they're part of the production team. So all of the stand-ups that you see in this show that are real stand-ups and real duos, some of them are well known, and some of them aren't as well known because they do want characters who aren't as well known in the show. They are all people who are signed. The older duo, the Freak, the group that also work there and are struggling, they are a B2. Is this B? I'm looking at B. This is C. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one here. B2. Where's B2? D. This is A. Sorry, y'all. I gotta find B2. Here's B2. Found B2. So Freak, those are people that are signed. They're up and comers. They're signed to. This is E. Dang. Sorry, y'all. I gotta find B2. And it's not showing up. This is E1. This is E2. This is C. This is what? Where's the letter? Sometimes the letter C. This is C. This is D. This is A. This is B. It's not B2. There it is. Okay, it's B. Got it. Found it. Sorry, everybody. That took a real long time to find the piece I needed. Uh, anyway, so all the groups that feature real people, some of them are famous, some of them are not famous, but also the people that are not famous are playing characters who are also not famous, so it makes sense. Um, it's a weird thing about this show. Also, I did notice I did miss a sticker. I do have to put sticker 3 on here. I missed it before. I just noticed it now. I'm going to do that right now. Thanks for not calling it out, folks. Appreciate it. Anyway, so the girls are going to Osaka. They're going to go and see a show. All 4 of the main girls are going. While they're going, the 2 younger girls are like trying out their act for their friends, just working on material. So just to be like, hey, they're still doing their thing. While they're on the train, the 4 girls run into, quote-unquote, 2 questionable ladies who are clearly another comedy duo. Also, I should say, any character that is based on a real person looks a little more realistic and a little more lifelike that are like real than the characters who are created for the show, and I think that's on purpose, and it is weird. It is a weird thing. So I see these girls and I'm like, these are real people. And it turns out, yes, this is the comedy duo Spike. They are fairly well known in Japan. They're a comedy duo playing themselves, and they are signed to the same agency that owns that. That's why they're in the show. And they should see them a few times because the girls are going sightseeing. This is another episode. This is a if Osaka's tourism board paid money for this episode, I would not be surprised, because this is very much, here's the cool places in Osaka. Here's the history of Osaka. Here's why you want to be there. I think it's handled way better. Some people may remember the episode of Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out that I talked about that was tourism. And it wasn't even an episode that was in the manga. It was an episode created just for the anime, clearly to help pay the bills of the anime, and was like not a good episode. This is not bad. This is like informative and kind of interesting. And also, it's rare to have an episode of an anime talk about Osaka in a positive light. So that's kind of nice. Anyway, the girls, of course, Spike is up first, and they seem good and fun, and the girls, our girls, are watching, and they seem to enjoy it. The second group that comes out is another group that are well known, Woman Rush Hour, and I recognize one of the dudes from Woman Rush Hour, again, a real comedy duo in Japan, because he's really fast talking. This dude fucking, like, speed talks. It was kind of nice to have subtitles, because I've seen other things that kind of gave up on subtitling him. And then the main thing is this incredibly established duo in Japan, T-Up. T-Up are, like, older gentlemen. They've been doing this for a very long time. They are well known in Japan. And turns out, we didn't hear their audio. In the first episode, there's a flashback with Mafuyu, who saw them perform as a kid. When she was a little kid, she saw them perform, and that's what gave her the interest in doing comedy in the first place. So she got to see the group that first inspired her. And she never knew who they were because she was a little kid, so she didn't know their name. So she got to see them, and that's rad. Fubuki seems a little down. I think that seeing really strong professionals may have, like, taken away some of her confidence. Then there's some fun stuff. They end up seeing Spike again. They don't say, hey, we've seen you all day. It's weird. Good job. They don't say anything. And then they're just relaxing at the hotel because they had to stay overnight because they went to Osaka. And then one of them is singing. And I don't know why she's singing. It's weird. But she's singing. She doesn't have a great voice, at least in this anime, and it's a fun little episode. Like I said, this show is not great, but it did spend an entire episode talking about a real place in Japan that is a mecca for comedy, that runs shows 7 days a week, and is like, if you are anywhere near Osaka, and like comedy, you're going to go see a play or a show there. And like that the simple fact that that happened is, to me, just remarkable and kind of amazing. So I'm a big fan of that just existing and happening. Even if I think that the show is very unfocused and is presenting too many characters and really should have just focused on one story, and instead is telling at least three stories, and then three main stories, and then two minor stories. And I think that is a bad call. But I'm still psyched that it exists. Okay. Now we're going to get on to the real weird. It's time to get weird, folks. Let's talk about this episode of Sleepy Princess in the Demon Castle. If you have not been listening, you missed an episode or two when I was talking about Sleepy Princess in the Demon Castle, I'll tell you about Sleepy Princess in the Demon Castle. The premise of the show is, a princess is captured. The Demon King has captured a princess. He is taunting a hero and the hero's party to come rescue her so that he can defeat the hero in the final showdown. The hero is goofy. Everything is goofy about what happens in the show. All of it is goofy. She is goofy. And also, she's not only goofy, she's kind of, I'm just going to say this, kind of mean. There was a harpy in a previous episode that she was real mean to, and that harpy has not returned. I'm glad for that character that she is not putting herself in a bad situation by trying to befriend someone that does not want to be her friend. So good for that harpy. Anyway, the Demon King's Council, they are about to have a send-off party because they're going to send out Fire Venom Dragon, a character whose design is fucking awesome. Fire Venom Dragon looks rad as hell, and he's prepped to go fight the hero, so the hero can power up some before he goes facing against the Demon King. But then the princess shows up, and she wants to tell him about a recent nightmare. And there's a whole little thing where they're like, no, we don't want to hear this. And she's just like, will not be deterred. So they're like, fine. Apparently her nightmare was she just remembered some memories that she doesn't want to remember about a nameless childhood friend of hers. She can't remember his name. Well, it's definitely the hero. It's definitely the hero that she's just like forgotten that they were childhood friends, and she's forgotten his name, which is rude. Anyway, he's definitely a doof, and she's very clueless. Like she doesn't realize, that he's there to protect her, but also he's not doing a good job of it. And then later we find out that apparently that they're engaged to be wed, and but maybe that's a dream. She doesn't remember if she dreamed that or if that's reality, which is a weird thing. But okay, sure. You don't remember if you're engaged or not. So that was a revelation, for sure. Let's see. Sorry, we gotta find E1. Gonna put some. We're working on an arm here. Anyway, later the hero and his party face off against Fire Venom Dragon. It's a dragon man that shoots fire. I did not see any venom, but he is pretty cool, and he's doing his thing. But it turns out that he was sabotaged both by the princess and then also by other people completely accidentally, who then blame the princess, and it's a lot of Goku didn't remember his promise to marry Chi-Chi either. Yeah, well, that's because Goku didn't know what the word marriage meant. So he was like, sure, whatever. So that, of course, he forgot about it. He didn't even know what the word meant at the time. She's got a little less thing. She just like completely forgot everything about this dude, including his name. So she hasn't put two and two together that the guy that's trying to rescue her is also her fiance. Um, oh yeah, so he's looking pretty awesome, but yeah, totally. Uh, he lost to the hero because all the items got swapped and people were accidentally messing with him, and then we get to see how it played out. This episode is not as good as the last episode. The last episode was very good because it introduced the rival Demon King wannabe, and that was like and told like one cohesive little story. Whereas this is pretty disjointed but still good. And then then there's a whole dentist thing. So we get to meet a new character. His name is Cursed Dentist, and he looks like a regular demon, but he has like he's got like feathers for hair, so he's like maybe part harpy, but we don't really get to know much about him except that his name is Cursed Dentist, and he seems nice. Cursed Dentist does seem nice because she has a cavity, and so she's just like not gonna open her mouth. She does sound like a wrestling gimmick. She doesn't want anyone to see inside her mouth, and it takes a long time to find out why. But they're like, hey, just like let us like you'll feel better. What do you need? And she's like, only the teddy bear demon can look inside my mouth. She'll agree to that. So they have to carefully explain to the teddy bear demon. It's him and like some other doctors that get introduced. Like they bring in all the doctors. So it's a bunch of doctors have to help out figuring out like basically teach this one demon how to do dentistry. And it turns out the thing that she didn't want them to see inside her mouth because she believes that she has a below average sized tongue and didn't want people to see it. She doesn't like people to look at her tongue because she thinks it is small, which is a weird thing. It's a weird thing to happen in the show. And so yeah, so that is it. And they're all like very frustrated with it. Yes, I like the Cursed Dentist. That is a fun new character. There's also a little chibi vampire girl that shows up for like a split second and is just like, oh wow, all these monsters care about her. She's really popular. And that's it. That was the end of that. I don't know anything else that happened. I don't know what's going on with this new character. I assume she will be in the next episode, but I do not know. But yeah, they briefly introduced a chibi vampire girl, and I was like, okay. And yeah, that's about it. That really is about it for the episode. Again, this is a fun series. The voice actress for the princess is the same voice actress as Hestia from Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? And Rem from ReZero. So I don't hear the Rem too much in her voice, but I definitely hear the Hestia. Is a good voice actress. So those are the shows I'm watching. As I said, I'm going to probably end up getting caught up on One Piece. There are a couple shows that I watched that I don't talk about. Although I will say this, I did drop one of the three that I watched and don't talk about because I was kind of watching them on my own. So I can give you an update on that. I can give you the update that I am, for all intents and purposes, I'm not watching currently anyway, and I don't know if I will go back to it. But right now, I'm done for now with the Irregular at Magical School. I think I'm done with that for a bit. I might go back to it. There's always the possibility that I will. I've just not really been enjoying this season. I couldn't watch the stream on Friday because I was hanging out on an extra live stream. I hear ya. Did you like the latest Jujutsu Kaisen episode? So, I was mixed on it. I do love the idea of focusing on other characters and seeing what's going on with them. So having these other rival students show up and seeing some action happen. I did like the point where our ladies, their friendship deepened a little bit. So there's some mutual respect happening. I thought that was pretty cool. I wanted to see Panda do something. we did get to see the guy with the cursed mouth use his ability, and that was cool. So he said words that weren't the instructions. So I thought that was pretty cool. Panda is great. Behind on new stuff, but I did watch Ghost in the Shell today. The 4K remaster was like $8, so I snagged it. That movie's still real good, real pretty. Yeah. I'm sure the 4K looks real nice. Panda is great. Yeah, I'm excited to learn more about Panda. Also, yeah, I mean, just like, what kind of girl do you like? Like, I don't know. I'm waiting for more about this new character for me to decide if I like him or not. I do like the idea of the assistant to the principal being a huge sorcery and especially Gojo mark and being a fangirl for Gojo. I thought was that's a great character choice. Like, she's just like, I'm assisting this principal. There's a lot of friction going on. Oh, I can't believe I got to meet this guy. I hope I get to take a photo with him. Like, I think that's so fun. I love when characters fan out about other characters. I think that is a fun choice, and so I was happy about that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing some more fights and seeing where they go, and seeing some characters do some cool shit. Totoro is my favorite character. Has a really cool arc later. Okay, yeah, and then some kids got murdered, I guess, and then a kid was like, I saw you do that. And I bet that's not going to go well. Yes, Miwa is a Gojo fangirl. Yeah. Yeah, the part where some human looking, I assume, this is my assumption, humanoid looking curse is just like, oh, hey, guess what? We're going to get some drama. Some drama is going to happen. Like, there's been drama, but it's also been kind of light. And I'm like, all right, I feel like we're going to get the drama. Uh, Also, even hinting at the fighting battle royale / tournament kind of thing. I was like, this feels very early to have an inter school fight. But okay. It just feels a little early for that. Because I feel like our main character is still like learning like the basics of things to be like, okay, it's like we got our antagonist, sure. We got our main character, sure. Now we've got our like not antagonists. I forgot how much they drop Okatsu's name early on in the series. Yeah, I'm just like, okay, what's going on with this guy? He's going to mess with this kid, I guess. Okay. And I'm not sold on that yet, but it's still happening, so I can get sold on it. But yeah, overall, I am enjoying it. I think that Jujutsu Kaisen is pretty dang cool, and I'm glad that even though I didn't love the first episode, I'm glad that I am continuing to watch it. Of course, I'll this Wednesday, my next build is instead of Thursday night, which is Friday for you, I'll be doing my Thursday stream for you. Okatsu is the main character of the prequel. Oh, okay, yes, there's a I did know this. I did not know. I don't know anything about it, but I do know there was a prequel series that focuses on another character. And that's that character? Okay. That makes some sense. All right, we are almost done with an arm here. Got to do some arm assembly. So let's get some more pieces we need to get this arm done. It's a 4-episode manga and is really good. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm like not like I said. A regular magic school, not loving. I'm liking. Is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon more than I was before? Because it like the previous episodes, as the episodes go on, I am enjoying it more. It continues to. It still has the same problem it had. It is still punching way above its weight class and still attempting to deal with subjects it is not capable of dealing with. Look, you named your series. Is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon? And it's a light novel. It's based on a light novel. Like, this is, like, You shouldn't have named your show this thing if you were trying to be a story, like a deep story, because it just is not pulling off a deep story. Like, I'm sorry, it's not. It didn't last season. It didn't this season. It's first season. If the hardest thing it was trying to do was, or the heaviest thing it was trying to do was, okay, let's make a series where we're just going to be like, what happens if you have a thing that you want to accomplish, and then you're working your way to accomplish it, and you have a lofty goal, and there's some humor in it, and there's a lot of heart in it, and then also there are going to be a lot of ladies who love the main character. Sure. And then it was like, hey, let's deal with slavery and sex work. And you're like, hey, what? Yeah, let's deal with that. And like, we're gonna deal with some family stuff too, but mostly we'll deal with that. Like, we're gonna talk about like found family and like coming together and like dealing with oppressors. But like, also let's talk about that stuff. And you're like, all right. And now it's like, hey, what if monsters are people too? And you're like, anime. You can't handle what if monsters are people too. Like, nah, just because one of them is a child. Oh, cool, is a child monster that can talk worthy of protection and life? And you're like, anime, you can't handle this. What are you doing, anime? This is not, no, you can't, you shouldn't be handling this topic. What do you, get out of here? And they really fucked that one up. Yeah, season 2, they fucked up so bad. I can't believe season 3 is happening the way it is. And then somebody was saying like, oh, they cut so much stuff from the manga, so much of the dungeon crawling. And I'm like, I wish they had kept a lot of the dungeon crawling and maybe cut out. Well, they can't cut out the overarching story that they are just doing a bad job telling. Holy shit. There was like, yeah, we're going to breed some humanity into some of these characters. And you're like, cool. You're not good at it at all. Yeah. It's rough, y'all. It is a rough thing. So that show has been challenging to enjoy. They landed the whole sex work angle, and it was a fucking Hindenburg. Yes. Yeah, I mean, like, their solution to that problem is that it wasn't a problem. It wasn't a problem. Don't worry, wasn't a problem. Get out of here. Just get the fuck out of here. Yeah, that show's got a whole lot of problems. There's a lot of heart to it, and I appreciate the heart, but there's a lot of fucking huge issues with it. Let's see, what else am I watching that? Yashihime's still good. It's not great. I wish Yashihime was great. It's just not. Oh, Christian asked, is Black Clover filler over? So, the anime filler is still happening, but the Devil Banisher's arc is over. So the terrible arc they were doing, the arc they had no business doing that wasn't good, is over. And now we're back to like half episodes focusing on a character and then another episode focusing on another character. We did have, I will say this, Christian, the second to last episode is incredible. It is 8 of the 9 captains fighting each other for like as like a sport thing. Yes, 8 of the 9 captains, because Riel is still love struck, but also they broke the budget on that one. They totally broke the budget 2 episodes ago. It is one of the best Black Clover episodes. It is definitely the best Black Clover episode since this filler arc started. Since they defeated the demon, this is the best episode by far. It's incredible. Yeah, you totally should watch that. The fights are so good. You get to see like Dorothy versus Yami, which is just rad, and you get to see you like you see the various captains fighting each other, and like, oh yes, this would be. Oh, I wouldn't think that Charlotte and William, like, of course, Vine magic, her Vine magic and his Earth magic would totally work well together. Oh, that's a very cool idea. Like, it's it's interesting to see that play out. That is really, really good. The episode right after that, which is the most recent episode, is less incredible because they clearly used a lot of fucking money. Uh, uh, oh no, so the filler is still happening, but it's almost done. Yeah, they clearly spent all their money on that because this past episode, this past Tuesday, the last episode that aired, um, was oh man, uh, it was mostly flashbacks. It is the 1 year anniversary of uh, the entrance exam that Asta and so basically when Yuno joined up and when Asta and Noel joined. So it's the year anniversary of that. So they go back even though they're not there to watch who gets picked. The thing is, I know that there are no new Black Bulls. Not only is this animation like this not the manga content, I know that uh, they didn't add anyone. So I'm like, well, this episode is like an interesting premise because it's them like being reminded of their roots and how far they've come uh, as they get ready to train. But to me, it didn't feel like anything was going to happen, and nothing happened. It's so many flashbacks. It's so little new animation. One of the big things is uh, Yuno gets his necklace back. They found his necklace, so that's nice. But yeah, there's a scene between Yuno and Asta. It's cute, but it's not like uh, it's nothing because it's filler. We are almost ready. I believe we're almost ready for the episode where uh, they are going to be training, which I think is manga content. I believe when they go and fight in the was it the other kingdom. What it's not the Diamond Kingdom. It's not the Spade Kingdom. It's a Heart Kingdom. When they go to the Heart Kingdom. Yes, it's a classic recap episode. Totally recap episode. When they go to the Heart Kingdom, I believe to train. I believe that's manga content, but don't quote me on that. But I think that we're getting close to actual content from the anime or from the manga again. We're almost ready for it, I believe. But again, don't fully quote me on that because I could be wrong. All right, so we got to put that on that, not like that. We're putting our arms together here, so we'll do that. We already did it once. This will be nice and easy. But yeah. Oh, and then the last thing I'm watching is Haikyuu, and holy shit, Haikyuu is fucking good. There was a mini failure and redemption arc all in one episode, and while one character was having his redemption, another character was having his redemption at the same time. Holy shit, this episode of Haikyuu was really good. Also, a couple episodes were pretty rough on animation, and this one was not. But there have been a couple episodes this half of the season that were like clearly, I think they were trying to get them done before the last lockdown in Japan, and it shows because there are a couple episodes that just look just fucking rough, man. Holy shit, they look rough. So this one didn't look as rough, and that's nice. I hate how likable everybody is. Christian, that's what I say about. That's the beautiful thing about Haikyuu, is you root against characters until they're not fighting your boys anymore, and as soon as they're not fighting our crows, then you can root for them. It's just like, oh wow, I can't wait to be able to root for you, and it's just like, oh, now I can root for you. Hell yeah, it's your time to shine. Now your characters I like again. Because, yeah, those episodes aren't animated in-house. Yes, there are some episodes that are clearly not animated in-house, and it shows. And I would say, I might get Season 4 on Blu-ray in the future. I might do that. Because some of they'll never swap out the subtitled episodes. The streaming episodes will never get subbed out for other episodes, and other people are going to get just way better quality on the Blu-ray release. I imagine the Blu-ray will look better, like they did with Dragon Ball Super, where they never, I mean, they have no interest in and no reason to go back and fix the very rushed for television episodes of Super. Holy shit, some of those are awful looking. Um, but yeah, they have no need to do or desire to do that, which is a shame. All right, we're gonna put a couple more pieces on here, and then we'll call it quits. Yes. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. With the grandma was too good. Yes, that backstory is great. I mean, our current backstory here of like my boy or Libero, uh, just fucking figuring shit out. Little fun moments there. There's a lot of really good shit going on in Haikyuu right now. It is a fantastic series. Uh, and I'm not a sports anime guy. I've said that many times. I believe it. It is true. I am not a sports anime guy. But, ho dang. Sometimes this sports anime shit is real good. Alright, so this is going to go on here. This is going to go this. It's going to go here, and then I got one more piece to put on. I got to find F, and then we are gonna raid. That is what we do here. We find a stream that we want to go raid and give some love to, and then we go and give some love to that raid. You can come along on the raid. You don't have to, but you're more than welcome to. I just have to find F. Where's F? Let me find F. There's E. That's G. This is H. These are I. Sorry. I gotta find one piece. And so now I'm just gonna go through everything until I find it. I always get more accustomed to these as we go. Yes, cool grandpa. Yes, the cool grandpa that is just like, yeah, you know, you don't want to let fear to control you. You want to fight fear. You want to fight it. Good advice from grandpa. Yeah, it was a good solid episode. Haikyuu was just awesome. I marathoned that show a lot this year. I'd watched like a little bit of it before, but I really went through all of it this year, and I regret not watching it sooner. I really goofed up. All right, so we'll build the other hands on this kit later. That'll be our project for Wednesday. Reminder, my next build stream is on Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern instead of Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern. It's a day early than my normal build streams. So one day before my normal at 9 p.m. Eastern U.S. on this Wednesday, which is which is the 25th, will be my next build stream. No bonus game stream this week, but a build stream that I'll be doing. So please come and watch that. I think you'll like it. We are going to go and give a raid. Let's see, who's playing something I want to go raid. Oh, we're going to raid Jordan, who is playing the World of Warcraft expansion. There's a new World of Warcraft expansion, and Jordan is playing. So we're going to go raid Jordan. Because I don't know anything about the new World of Warcraft expansion, but I love it for him. I love that it exists, and he's checking it out. So have a good night, everybody. Feel free to come along on the raid. Jordan's a good dude and took a long break from streaming so that he could be part of Desert Bus and raise a bunch of money for kids. They raised $900-something thousand, which is awesome. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you for being here. Thank you for those that chose to subscribe. Again, we're going to try to hit 40 on Wednesday. Maybe we will. But feel free to come along this raid. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you on Wednesday for a special build stream. We're going to continue working on this kit on Wednesday. I hope you have a great rest of your night. Thanks so much for coming along on this raid, and I'll see you in the next build with Baer. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.